when you leave your 9 to 5, it can feel so scary. Honestly, as a society, we are so programmed to be in a 9 to 5 sort of corporate or very traditional job. Think about it. They train us from just a school age to spend all of your time every day of the week at an institution doing something that you really don't like, that maybe you're really not passionate about, and you are then living for the weekends. When we left our 9 to 5s, honestly, it was super scary. But on the other side of that, there was so much freedom, there was so much purpose. Our mental health got better, our emotional health increased, and we feel that you can do the same thing.
Yeah, so something that's coming to mind already with just you saying that is if you've never looked up the blueprint for like how a school is built versus a prison, eerily similar. We're not going to talk about that in this video. We're going to touch on it a little bit, but like look it up.
It's eerily similar. And I mean, think about it. They're even cutting recess more so in school. Like, my mom works at a school, she's a school counselor. And from what I hear, it's like every year they're like cutting like back art and, different like the fun activities. Like in elementary school, we used to call them specials. But they're
Wow.
cutting back like more and more of those things where like those really allow kids to like be more of themselves versus like sitting in a desk. Like, think about it, like kids are expected to like sit in a desk, be still for hours and hours and hours of the day. To be honest, like that's not natural. Kids have so much energy, they have so much life force energy. To expect them to sit down for hours and hours and hours is just like ridiculous. But they are training us, they are programming us in a really effective way, obviously,
Right.
to sort of grow up and then do that as adults. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of us lose kind of our like childlike imaginations and stuff because it's kind of cut off. Like, and they're cutting back that time for you as a child when you're like a sponge. They're cutting off that creative outlet for you, and it's just like work, 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 work. Like, I never understood also like how they could have you sit in school for however long. I think it was 8 hours a day, and then you're working, and then you go home, and then you have more work to do when you get home.
Right.
And it's like you never have a break, and that's very indicative of your like life when you grow up and you like are told, okay, you got to go to college, or you got to go to a trade school, or you go into the military, and then again it's just like work, 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 and you don't have time for yourself or to take a beat. And it's just we are conditioned to like naturally flow into one of those areas.
Right, exactly. And think about it, like I don't know, I was like a really good student in school. Like, I'm not necessarily so proud of that. Like, I used to be really proud of that, but I obviously have very different views now. But I was such a good student, like typically straight A student, maybe 1B here or there. Like, I was just like teacher's pet. And I think back and it's like I was a slave to all of that. And then that sort of conditioned me to be a slave to my work. Now, I didn't have a typical like corporate job. I had I was a therapist and I worked at different private practices. So it was a little bit different, but I still had a supervisor. I still had a boss, and she told me, when I should be working and what my hours would be and what my pay would be. And she, set the tone for all of that. And so looking back, I can see how it's totally modern day slavery. And if you are, in a corporate job, I feel like it's even more so that like you don't have any say so. I mean, sure, they give you these days off, they give you all of these benefits. Yeah, they're giving you money. It's not, how other slavery systems worked where you didn't get any compensation. I understand that. That's not what we're saying. That's why it's modern day. But think about it. You're expected to work your entire life, live for the weekends, and then retire at 65. And most of us, especially in America, are not in good health by that age. So you can't even really fully enjoy your retirement. And who says that you have to wait your whole entire life to start doing things that are fun.
Most people like are not in the best of health, and then when you're in this corporate world, like there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of deadlines, and like honestly my experience is like overworked and underpaid.
Yeah.
Overworked, underpaid, and like that stress, like I'm just thinking of being in a corporate setting for like 20 plus years, like that amount of stress that's on you every day, it's like it's not good for you. Like you're gonna make it, sure, you're gonna like retire and it's gonna be amazing, you're gonna feel like, oh, I did it, but like you're gonna like look back and be like, wow, I'm like messed up from it, like mentally, emotionally, physically. Like that stress will totally wear you down.
So if you're feeling like this traditional path, this expected path of you is just not feeling right, it just does not feel good in your body, like we're here to tell you that that's okay. And like you should really listen to that. You should follow that call because that is the call of your soul. And that's exactly what we felt. And by the way, my name is B.
And I'm Jessy.
And if you like this video, please like it, hit the subscribe button. We would really appreciate that as it helps our channel.
Like what B was saying, when if you don't feel like it's right, like I remember that moment for me, like in the military. I was in the military for just under a decade, and it really started to wear on my emotional, mental, physical health, like every area. I was really struggling towards the end, and I was like, I have to change course. Like this is not my path. I cannot stay in here and like wreck my body for 10 more years. That's insane. So then I thought, okay, I'm gonna like get out, go into corporate America. And then I discovered that it was kind of the same thing, just a little less physical, but it was more of a mental load. And so again, I changed course, and I'm not gonna lie, like it's scary. It's scary to, especially like, my transition from the military to the civilian world was a huge jump because that's all I knew for like a decade of my life. I was a kid when I joined, and like it was my whole young adult life that I was serving our country. So when I transitioned, like it was really scary. It was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how I'm gonna adjust, whatever. I don't know how I'm gonna adapt to this, but I did. And then I realized again, like I was kind of in a similar situation. I was kind of like, this pattern was kind of playing out again, just in a different job. And yeah, it's scary. It's scary when you're going into the unknown. Like I don't want to come across as like any of this is an easy decision or a decision to take lightly. Like this is your livelihood, and it's not going to be easy, but I will tell you, it is worth it.
Yeah, exactly. And you are worth it. If you're feeling like this just doesn't feel right in my body, you are worth listening to that call. Because for some people, like I don't know, we call them normies, and like that's like a term of, I feel like, endearment. Like I don't look down on anyone. It's just, okay, you can like, you're fine with like living a normal life. Maybe that's how it looks on the outside. I don't know if everyone feels like this isn't right on a soul level. Like maybe for some people it is right, and like that's their path, and that's so great for them. But like if you're anything like us, it's not your path, and you're not the normal person, and that is okay. And there are more and more of us like coming online, basically going through this awakening, so to speak. We're in this huge awakening of our planet, going from like a third dimensional consciousness to a fifth dimensional. And with that, a lot of us are like turning on and like realizing, oh wait, like this isn't what I came to Earth for. So
I'd say in my experience, the vast majority of people in corporate America, like they're not there because they're passionate about the work. They're there because it's a means to their livelihood. There's not that's the only thing that's keeping them there. And I remember a past coworker telling me, because her dream was to retire and then like get a little camper and travel around America. And I'm like, why don't you just do it now?
Yeah.
Why don't you just go for it now? Right. But she told me, she was like, like they dangle this paycheck and this like in front of you like a carrot to get you to like latch on and stay and feel like you kind of become dependent on it, and you think that's the
100%.
only way that you can like survive is by staying in this 9 to 5 corporate job that's really not fulfilling you on any level
Yeah,
at all.
and you always have a choice. Like
Mm-hmm.
I know it may feel like I don't have another way and my job pays me so well and like this is so great. If you're feeling like there could be something more, that means that there is. That means that you're tapping into a timeline where there is something more, there is something greater.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that means you're making more money or whatever, but you're definitely more fulfilled, and that is not something to take lightly. That's something to really look into. And so maybe we should talk a little bit about like what happens when you actually like take that leap, because we
Mm-hmm.
both did in our own ways, and it was sort of a process. Like it was kind of gradual for me. I went into
Mm-hmm.
like after I was working at, a private practice for another woman, then I went and did my own private practice and, did the whole like, okay, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. This is my own business. And like that was really cool. That felt like a definitely a step in the right direction for
Mm-hmm.
me, but still I was not fulfilled. After I left that private practice, honestly, like I didn't have as much fear at
Mm-hmm.
that time, because it was just I just felt it in my bones, like it was time. And honestly, I thought that next step of getting my own private practice was going to make me feel like on top of the world, amazing, so accomplished. This is what I worked for. Like this had been my dream since probably high school, since freshman year of high school. And honestly, I didn't feel that way. I didn't get any of
Mm-hmm.
those feelings. Honestly, I think I don't know if I got more depressed, but I just started becoming aware of more things. And
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't until like, I don't know, maybe like a couple years later that I realized, like, oh, this isn't like my thing. Like, I'm not passionate about this. I love working with people, I love coaching people, but I can't do this like traditional talk therapy thing anymore. And I can't like live where I'm living. So that leap to let go of all my clients and to like not have another thing lined up, like think about it, I did have something else lined up after I quit that private practice. Like I
Mm-hmm.
had my own business. After me leaving my own business, I kind of like didn't really have anything lined up at the time. And so that was really scary. But
Mm-hmm.
still, I just felt like there's got to be something better. There's got to be something better. If other people are doing it, I can do it too. So this is
Mm-hmm.
your sign. Like if I did it, you can do it too.
Mm-hmm. And how many of you out there are like feeling this? Like, let us know in the comments. Like, if you're in this space where you're seeing other people do this and you're like, what's
Mm,
holding you back? What's holding you back? Like, let us know. We'd love to hear from
yeah.
you. I think it was actually a little bit more terrifying for me to leave the corporate job instead of the military. The military is just like, you're in it for a decade and you're just like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get out of here, get out of this uniform and like hang it up. Like, I'm good. It was more terrifying, I think, though, for me to leave the corporate job because also, like, I was making a lot of money. I was
Right.
making a lot of money, and that was really difficult for me to part ways from because I was just like, well, wait,
Yeah.
how am I gonna, you get into that scarcity, like, oh my God, how am I gonna like make this? Like, do I really believe in myself? Like, can I actually do this? Am I capable? And the answer is like, yes, you are capable. You
Yes.
can do this. You can do whatever it is that you are passionate about. And when I took that leap and I started an Airbnb business, and then it like right out of the gate, it was extremely lucrative. It was booming. I didn't have to market anything. Like it just kind of it took off on its own, and then I was just like, "Oh, wow. I am capable. I can do these things." And it was really truly a trust fall into the universe and just surrender, like complete surrender, like, okay, the universe is going to catch me. It has
Mm-hmm.
me. And I kind of had to like look back at all the times in my life where I had worried about something and then everything turned out okay. And it was the same thing with this. And it's like, you're not going to have all of the answers right up front, and you're not going
No.
to like, the time is never going to feel perfectly right.
No.
Right? We create things in our minds that keep us from pursuing what we're passionate about, what we want to do. We like come up with these things like, oh, well, I gotta get like all this stuff on this checklist done first before I can start. And it's like, no, the key, like the best piece of advice that I think B and I could give you is to just start. That is the only thing you have to do. Everything else will come, because action breeds clarity. And the more that you do, the more that things will become more clear to you.
I'm so glad that you said, like, you're not going to have all the answers right away, because that's how I am. Like, I'm a Capricorn moon. So, like, we like everything, like, planned out. We like a structure, and I like to see things till the end. And that's really hard to just kind of trust and believe and know and have faith in yourself and your path, that, like, things are working out for you, not to you. And, you know, I've always heard, like, oh, do what you love and the money will come. And that's been really hard for me to, I guess, like, hold on to, because I'm a freaking victim of this, like, program of society, right? Like, I do this and then I get a result. Like, that's how my mind, my program, and a lot of your programs have worked. But when you get out of, like, the matrix, so to speak, and you're like, no, I'm gonna follow my own path, life doesn't work like that. Like,
No.
that was, like, the hardest thing. Like, if I could tell my younger self anything, it would be like, keep doing what you love. Stuff will eventually work out, but you're not gonna get, like, all of the results, all of, like, the, what's the word?
That, like, instant gratification.
You're not gonna get that right away. It's like, oh, I'm making YouTube videos, I'm gonna get all these clients right away. Or, oh, I'm, like, doing what I love, I'm talking about all these things, I'm gonna get 1 million subscribers right away. Like, my brain a couple of years ago, when we started, like, a podcast, was thinking that way. Like, oh, we're gonna blow up overnight, this is so aligned, the universe is supporting us. And, like, yes, the universe has totally supported us along the way, financially, like, on the internet, like, it's so amazing how things happen, but it's, like, not the way that I thought it would be. And it wasn't just, like, a very, like, black and white exchange. I do this, I get this. I do this, I get this. It's not gonna work out that way. So we need to deprogram ourselves of that.
So if what we have talked about in this video has resonated with you deeply, please give us a like and subscribe. It truly helps the channel, and, like, we are so excited to connect with you. And as always,
take what you need, leave the rest, and go love yourself.